to those historic wildfires raging across Northern California. More than 10,000 firefighters are scrambling to get a dozen fires under control. The Dixie Fire's taken out more than 678,000 acres. The Cache Fire has destroyed at least 25 buildings. And firefighters battling the Calder Fire are making very little headway. The massive burn area visible from space through a satellite. Overall, nearly 1.5 million acres have burned so far in California. That's up more than 50% from this time last year, making a historic and horrifying start to high fire season. The Calder Fire, burning in the eastern Sierra, forced a Carpinteria family to leave their vacation spot early. Fox 11's John Palmentary has their story.
Honestly, the camera makes this seem so much lighter than it actually is. It feels like it's 9 o'clock at night.
Summer vacation pictures are not supposed to be full of fire and a voice of concern, but for Jamie Dimon and her Carpinteria family, that's what they encountered. They were at a rustic old-time family cabin in El Dorado County in Northern California and took the trip late last week knowing other areas nearby had working fires.
We went knowing the Dixie Fire might have some impact as far as smoke goes.
But after a few days, the Calder Fire in striking distance of their cabin broke out and the skies began changing. It was small and not threatening at first, but the wind shifted their direction.
Went fishing, went hiking, and the smoke definitely got worse pretty quickly. The fire, every time I'd look, it had doubled again and doubled again.
Tuesday morning, after a few days on vacation, the ominous sky started dropping a message.
The sky was dark. It was dark orangey purple. It was pretty but terrifying, and I was sitting out on the deck that morning and I kept hearing things falling on the roof, and I started looking, and next thing I know, an ember about this big fell on my shirt.
By mid-afternoon, they were packed up for the 6.5-hour drive home.
We needed our headlights. There was so much ash. We were wearing N95 respirators. It was full on Thomas fire mode again.
And later they learned a mandatory evacuation was called.
We would have had to evacuate at 8 o'clock at night had we not left earlier. So it was a good call for us, but it was definitely a little harrowing.
For Jamie Dimon, her husband and kids, they're back in our area now. The kids are out shopping for school clothes, and their family business involves 2 fishing boats, which are currently out at sea right now. But this summer's vacation to the cabin, with a few fun days and a couple of nervous ones, will be one to remember.
They got in plenty of fishing and hiking and outdoor fun, but they're definitely bummed. We between the fire and apparently plague squirrels that were at the lake, we couldn't go to the lake either, so it was kind of a crazy trip.
In Santa Barbara, John Palmentary, Fox 11 News.
Santa Barbara County firefighters are working around the clock to battle the massive Dixie Fire. They're staying nearby in Reno to rest and recover. A total of 5 engines traveled 500 miles to join the fight. They've been helping now for 2 weeks. A strike team is working 24-hour shifts every other day and is finally starting to see some progress.
That's positive because we've had a lot of setbacks here and there, but we're getting a handle on it, and it's going to take some time, and we'll get this thing out and we'll move on to the next one.
Firefighters also say the Dixie Fire is another example of how climate change has intensified the wildfire season. An air quality watch is in effect for Santa Barbara County as smoke from those fires heads our way. The forecast shows periods of moderate conditions in various parts of the county for the next few days. We go to Chief Meteorologist Kelsey Durkins now, taking another look at how the smoke is affecting our area. Kelsey.
Yeah, we do have some of that heavy smoke actually entering our local area, and that's what's making for those very orange to red sunsets and sunrises we've been seeing. Taking a look at this fire and smoke map, you can see all the fires really taking place in Northern California. And as we were just showing you, several of these fires are massive wildfires. In fact, the biggest one there, the biggest fire in California history, the Dixie Fire, 678 78,000 acres. The Caldor fires, this one right here, a very active fire, currently 0% containment at 65,000 acres. Now, this smoke from up north is pushing our way as we do see a northerly wind. So a wind from the north pushing towards the south. And that's why we are going to be seeing some more moderate smoke come into the local area as we look within the next couple of hours. And it is going to change the air quality from good to a light moderate to more of a moderate air quality as we get into your Friday morning. So getting into that deeper yellow section, especially for the interior spots. And that does intensify as we go into your Friday night. Now, when we talk about moderate air quality, that means that it's really hard for people that have any sort of breathing issues. So for sensitive groups, this is when you should stay inside and kind of avoid outdoor activities. It's not until it gets to that hazardous category or the unhealthy category that we start to really advise everyone stay inside. Now, one of the reasons we are seeing such a wild firefight and so many fires is take a look at this drought map. You can see where a lot of these fires are taking place. They're in that extreme to exceptional drought. For us locally, we are seeing that extreme drought throughout San Luis Obispo County and Santa Barbara County, and we have been in this status since June. Now, as we look ahead to the weekend, we actually have some nice, cool, moist weather heading our way. I'll talk more about that in a couple of minutes, but for now, back over to you, Scott.
All right, thank you, Kelsey. On the subject of the drought, water resource managers on the Central Coast are urging everyone to cut back on water use now as our drought worsens. Reservoirs like Cachuma Lake that provide water to local communities in Santa Barbara County are seeing water levels drop by the week. Lake Oroville in Northern California is a major source for the State Water Project and is now at a historic low. The State Water Project serves water districts and cities here on the Central Coast.
I'm telling my member agencies within Central Coast Water Authority, which is basically almost all of the cities and water districts within Santa Barbara County, that they should not expect that I would be able to purchase additional water supplies next year.
Governor Newsom has issued an executive order calling on Californians to voluntarily cut their water use. The governor says mandatory water restrictions could come as soon as next month.